I, Firmin Adjahossou, originated from Benin, but live in Ghana, where I'm working at the Secretariat of the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar, which is the continental body of the bishop in Africa. My task there is to facilitate the design and implementation of the policy of the Church toward advocacy on issues related to justice, peace, development, and good governance.
What do you think makes you a transformation thinker?
Big question. But in fact, as a policy officer, I've been able to help the bishop, to support the bishop in their advocacy work and to prepare material for them, but also to facilitate the implementation. And the last advocacy that we carried on was toward the achievement of the MDGs. So we have been able to develop a position paper of the Church in Africa regarding development.
Okay.
And by doing this, I work closely with the policymaker within the Church. And sometimes what we do is to bring them elements, share with them, and now propose to them action to be taken. And in fact, we have been able to develop an action plan of the Church in Africa on migration issues. This has been adopted by the Sunday Committee and now is implementing in whole Bishop Conference in Africa.
How can the Church drive development in Africa? Can it become a little bit more precise?
When we want to think about development, we have the social sectors, health, education, family life. And in Africa, in many bishop conferences, in many countries, the Church owns most of the education facilities. The Church is one of the agents of development by providing social service in healthcare, hospital, a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors, a lot of hospital, and also care for those who are not privileged, those who are vulnerable, to be able to bring their human being at one level that is acceptable. Look at on the principle. And the Church also is fighting for just society.
Okay.
And by doing this, the Church is contributing on development because the Church creates an humble environment where everybody have the right to be recognized, but also to contribute to the development of their country.
So, what do you take back home from the conference? How did you experience this week?
A lot of hope, but also a lot of inspiration, because I come to discover that the challenge that we are facing in Africa is more or less the same in different parts in the world, but the contexts are just different.
Okay.
And we have been able to experience and to share, to learn from each other. And that's given me a lot of courage to continue work toward achievement of a just society where everybody have the minimal to survive. But also this hope that since we are facing some global issues, we need to develop more global response to these issues. And a network has been created now with friends, colleagues from different parts of the world, with those who have been in political arena and those who want to become politicians. So that gives us at least a different background to perceive issues, but also to respond.
Okay. You were actually talking yesterday in our last round. You brought up a very interesting, and I think a very good idea with this transformation thinker conference in Africa. Can you just give us, even though it's just the very first idea, but please describe it and how do you see this? Why do you see it? Why do you think it's necessary to do so?
I think it's necessary and it's urgent to do it because our continent, Africa, is so diverse, but also so rich in human being, but also in natural resources. But unfortunately, the condition actually is not helping the continent to go forward. And you need to be able to produce or to facilitate the emerging of new leaders to be able to respond to the need of their communities everywhere. But coming to this initiative now here is not easy. It don't give much opportunities to many young leader Africans to participate. That's why I'm start thinking about how to develop a format of the transformation thinkers in African continent. Whereas every year, at least 20 to 30 young leaders can come together, develop their strategy, share, but also build gradually a strong network and to be in touch with others. So that will be a good link between the African continent initiative and the global one that we are now participating in. And of course, with the support of those who have the ownership of the concept, Bethlehem Foundation and GTZ. And since GTZ is very active in Africa, I find that it's an opportunity to strengthen this partnership. So
what are you going to change when you come back home? Will you change anything after this week?
Yeah. The first action that I've planned already is to do a family review of my family and to see how we plan our life for the next 3 years. Because I noticed that and we need to make the balance between our professional life, our family life, but also we need to plan well for our daughter, who is very young. This is the first step. The second one is to make a review also in my work. How I'm thinking, how I'm contributing my work. I need to be more efficient. And to be more efficient, you need to develop, to reflect more, and to also learn from others.
Okay.
And the third one is I'm planning to disseminate as much possible all the resources that I gain here in my training, because I'm a trainer. I used to give a trainer to many stakeholders and also to the young entrepreneur in Africa. So I'm able to use all this to disseminate as much possible, to start, infuse, in France they call it infusion, to start infuse in the heart and the mind of the African, the possibility to be transformed first and to transform their others and their region.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. So
thank you.
Have a safe trip back home.
It was a pleasure to meet you.